Helium! It's not just what makes kids cry when they let go of a balloon. It's not just what made Mr. Fredrickson's house take flight. It turns out to be pretty important, and we may be running out of the stuff. David Farenthold is on the periodic table beat and joins us to explain. Oh, I got a smile out of you. I'm so happy. Why should we care? What's so important about the helium?
Right. You think of helium just as the stuff that goes in birthday balloons, and it is that. But it also is very useful in science because it stays as a gas or a liquid at very low temperatures, and so you can use it when you're doing experiments very close to absolute zero. It's also it's used in the manufacture of semiconductors. It's used in lasers. NASA uses it to flush out the pipes in the space shuttle. It's got a lot of uses you wouldn't expect.
And it's not renewable. There's a fixed amount of it, and somehow the U.S. government got in the helium business, and now that's a problem.
Yeah, the story is about something called the Federal Helium Program, which actually dates to the age of Zeppelins. It's from 1925. It was established. There was a fear that maybe the next war would happen not in airplanes, but in airships and blimps.
The world's largest blimp takes to the air, a valuable addition to America's airborne early warning system.
And we needed enough helium to fight the Germans or whoever that might have their own airships. So there was a depository, a storage facility established under North Texas, a giant underground kind of system of caverns in which we store billions and billions of cubic feet of helium. It was started back then. Obviously, the Zeppelin thing didn't work out, but we still have it. It's hung around for all these years. And it's been a target of federal budget cutters for almost as long, for 30 years. Ronald Reagan first started trying to get this thing closed, saying, why is the federal government in the helium business? Finally, at the end of this fiscal year, in October, it will go away. And now that this great dream of budget cutters has come true, nobody wants it to happen. They're trying to undo it.
And this is because the bill happened, what, in 1996?
1996, they set in motion what's finishing this year.
In retrospect, maybe there were some problems with the way we privatized the helium?
That's right. The problem basically was that the way they set it up to sort of slowly fizzle out over the period between 1996 and now, they set it up so that the government sells helium really, really cheaply, too cheaply probably, and so A, it doesn't make it doesn't make any money for the federal government, and B, it screws up the market because nobody else wants to get in if the federal government is in there selling helium really cheaply. So if the whole idea had been, well, the government moves out, private industries move in, there was no enticement for those private industries to move in, so now we get to the end of the program and there's nobody.
So now what?
So, well, there's a fear that if we get to October 1 and the program shuts down, you'll have shortages of helium for scientific research, for MRI machines, for balloons. And so Congress, it's a bipartisan effort in the House and the Senate. They're working on bills basically to give this thing a reprieve, to extend it a couple more years, try to make it work better in the hopes that now private industry will come in and take the place of the government.
More evidence of how Washington would be different if 7-year-olds ran the government, because helium would be like the #1. Maybe not the #1, but...
This was always cited before it was supposedly going to be killed as proof that there's nothing closer to eternal life on Earth than a Washington program. And we're seeing that in action now. This thing that was supposed to go away and be proof that, hey, look, we can get rid of something, it's actually going to get a reprieve.
Okay. Can we just pat ourselves on the back for not doing this segment while we sip on helium balloons?
I thought that was going to happen, no?
I know, we couldn't find any, actually, is the real reason.
It's a shortage.
Yeah, there is.
David, thanks a lot. Thank you.